I know plenty of people know this, but I don't think a lot of people that are just starting to play this game or getting into the Cayo Perico heist do. But you can park your Mark II on your sub and do the heist setups without it falling off. And in this video, I'm going to show you my tips and tricks that will keep your Mark II from falling off when you go inside. If this sounds interesting to you, go ahead and drop a like on this video right now. Consider subscribing to my channel, and let's begin. Now, me personally, I park my Mark II right in front of the helm door, and I haven't had mine fall into the drink in a very long time. There are some rules that you should follow and a couple of tricks to make this easier. Rule number 1, park your sub where you want it parked for your setups, and don't plan on moving it, because obviously if you move it and your Mark II is on the outside of your submarine, it's going to fall in the water as soon as you move it. So get your location set. I like to use Elysian Island, and another good location is Vespucci Beach. Once your sub is there, always make sure your submarine is perfectly still and not bobbing up and down. If it's bobbing up and down, your Mark II is going to fall into the water fast. But if your sub is perfectly still, you'll have more than enough time. So you'll be able to launch the next setup and exit the sub without it falling into the water. If you can't get your sub to stop bobbing up and down, I've got something to fix that. Most of the time when I see my sub bobbing up and down too much, I just fly really far away from the sub so that it unrenders. Then I go back to the sub and it's perfectly still. If you look at the water, you can actually see a rectangular patch in the water that is completely still without any waves like the rest of the ocean. Another way to fix the bobbing is to actually go inside of your submarine, because when you exit, the sub will be perfectly still, and you'll also see that rectangular patch in the ocean. But if you're using your Mark II, you might want to just fly far enough away so that the sub unrenders, because if you park your Mark II on the sub and then run inside of the sub just to get it to stop moving up and down, you might lose the Mark II in the process. So it's safer to just go far away, let it unrender. Another trick you should know is about your Mark II. It doesn't matter where you're parking it, whether it's on the sub or on flat ground. If you get off the Mark II and immediately start spamming the run button, it'll always tip over and it won't sit straight up. So needless to say, if you do this on your sub, you're guaranteed to have it fall into the ocean while you're inside of your sub. But there's a way to fix that. When you get off your Mark II, don't immediately spam the run button. Stand there for a second and you'll notice that your Mark II is steady. It's even difficult to push it over. You can run into it and push it and move it a little, but as you can see, it's steady. So as long as you have a still submarine and you get off your Mark II properly, you'll have more than enough time to run in there, go to the prep board, launch the next setup. I even used the guided missiles up to 2 times in a row to blow up the Merryweather helicopter for the weapons loadout so that I don't have to follow it, sometimes even for a 3rd time. And I still go outside and my Mark II is sitting right there. You'll notice that it's moved and it slid a little, so you definitely don't want to do this and go AFK inside of the sub. It will fall into the water eventually. So yeah, if you're going AFK in the sub, make sure you return your Mark II. Go to your interaction menu, vehicles, return vehicle. That way it goes in, and if you're going to go AFK and then launch up your setup after that, if you own a Sparrow, you're all set. Now, I know, I get it. These heists have been out for a long time, and I'm sure this isn't new news for a lot of players. But believe it or not, there is actually a lot of players out there who are unaware of this, and they still beach their sub so that they don't lose their Mark II. I think it's a huge waste of time driving your slow-ass submarine to the beach just to beach it so that you can use your Mark II. Other people don't even try to use the Mark II at all, and depend solely on the Sparrow, which is perfectly fine, but I do these heists back to back, and I'm constantly doing these setups, so time is literally everything, and having to drive that sub to the beach takes far too much time. And this is really nitpicking, but I know, landing the Sparrow isn't really that complicated, but it does take a little bit more time and more space to do so than it does with the Mark II. And then taking off is obviously a little bit slower too, because you need to get your altitude before you can even go forward. To me, it's just much more efficient to use the Mark II to get as many of these heists and setups as possible done in the shortest amount of time. Well, I hope this video has helped you out, and if it did, please hit the like button on this video. It helps me out with YouTube's algorithm, and I could use all the help I can get. And consider subscribing to my channel for more GTA content like this. That would be great. Well, that's it for this video. Stick around for the next one. I'll see you guys then. Peace.